Hello and welcome back to Raising the Robins with Carshalton Athletic on Football Manager 2019. And we start on the finances screen again purely because I'm going quite so far with the updates that it's the only screen I can really find that doesn't leave too much to give away as such, I guess. Last time out we had that result against Sutton, which obviously they were bottom of the table. I think they still are up the table. So big result for us, helps us push our way out of the relegation zone. We've got 2 games in sort of 2 to 3 days now, so we're going to do the first game now and the second game will be the next episode. What I've done again is I've gone through a couple of months and trying to keep up with that 9 episodes a season. It is, I think I'm in January maybe or December. I think we've skipped one of the months and doing the double again, a bit like we did with the AFC Wimbledon and Sutton stuff. So today we've got Aldershot, and then I think it's Boston next. I think that's how we put it around. We'll have a look in a minute. We're going to rotate in this game because Aldershot I think are 7th or 8th or something, so they're quite high up, whereas Boston are, well, they're in the relegation zone I think, or very close to it. So it's more of a game we have to win, I guess. It's a more winnable game. What we'll do, we'll skip to how things have gone since the last episode and see how we've got on. And there's a lot of stuff to catch up on actually. There's been a lot of games. So after that Sutton game, the first game we had was Braintree at home in the FA Cup 4th qualifying round. They were Vanarama and that South I think, and we fully rotated in this game, but we still weren't at the races at all. Humbling 4-1 defeat in that, which the board still talk about, they're still nothing about. We probably deserved more than what we got. They were just very clinical with their chances. They're doing okay in the Vanarama South or whatever it is they're in. So, it was never going to be an easy game, but our guys just didn't perform. And yeah, we had, like I said, we had chances to win, but we were done by every type of goal that catches us out. But it just gives us an opportunity now to concentrate on the league, which is really what we've got to do this season. But we did bounce back with a great 3-2 win away from home against Macclesfield. I can't remember where half of these teams are. Some of these ones I've written it down, their league positions. Macclesfield I haven't, but we went 1-0 down in this game. Joe Piggott, and he was a bit of a bane for us all afternoon. But we did equalise from Nossiu. He scored, he got on the end of the corner. I don't think it was he got a direct touch, but I think it fell back up to him and he found the goal. We then had a good build up, which enabled Leslon Sailor to get a good 2-1 lead in the game. But instantly they pretty much come back 2-2. Well, it's 27 and 33 minutes, but it was literally the next highlight, and it just seemed to go on, and it culminated with them scoring a goal. Before Ossiu made it 3-2, 71 minutes. They actually had a 94th minute goal disallowed as well, and actually I've written a note about their location. They were right above us in the league, so this was a very big win for us, and hopefully one that can sort of start to push us up the table a little bit, and not just in terms of league position, but points distance between the bottom teams, which we'll see at the end, obviously in the league, how we've done in that regard. We then had Maidstone at home, 1-1 draw, and this was 3 days later, so it's another team that were around us in the league as well. I think this was a bit of a run of teams around us, so getting any kind of points against them was vital. Not ideal that we didn't get the win in this game, but at least they haven't gained any ground, at least we haven't lost. But we did save a penalty after going 1-0 up, so we went 1-0, well, not straight after, but we went 1-0 up and fought 38 minutes with Omar Corona. So he's having a decent-ish season this year, to be fair. They missed a penalty on 62, but literally the same passage of play that gave them that, they get a free kick and score it. So 1-1, it wasn't great, especially at home, but it will do. And then rounding out the month, which is October, we played Harrogate, again around us in the league. 1-0, we took the lead through James Palmer. It's a free kick, scored straight from a free kick. Another win, another clean sheet. I say another, we've not got many of them, but we obviously did against, no actually we haven't recently actually, we've not had too many, but it's another clean sheet anyway and a 1-0 win. Around this sort of time as well, I got my Continental C licence and actually asked the board to go for the B, which they said yes. At this time I then also declined interviews for Telford, who I think are in the Panorama North, and Eastleigh, so obviously both lower than us. Wickham also came in, who I think were 23rd or 24th in League 2 as well, but obviously we declined all those because that's not the idea of this save. So we started November, which is where we would have been coming round, ideally probably this Wrexham game. I think I stopped here, but I've been recording for other things and having a few early nights and stuff, so I haven't recorded, so every day at work I've just been playing through a little bit further. This was a pretty good result actually, well, very good result. I don't know where they were in the league, but we took a 1-0 lead against them. I think they were above us at the time, possibly still are. We took a lead for 29 minutes for Omar Corona, and then another Palmer free kick, 2-2 for him. but it was pretty much as 2-1 as soon as I made some changes, made some subs, and it was a terrible deflection to just fall in his path. I'm actually picturing it now, I can remember it happening. It was a cross, it hit our defender, fell out to the one man they had in the box, and he just buried it bottom corner. But we got the win, we held out, and it was 5 games unbeaten somehow, you know, despite the dodgy run we had. And I think we're still using, at this stage, yeah, we are pretty much this whole run, we were using the preset direct counter-attack, and we've just tweaked bits here and there, and in certain games I've tweaked things if I've noticed something specific, not always, but and it's just, yeah, seems to be working in the main. But I mean, these are all teams that are around us, so you know, not the best verdicts just yet. 202 people came to the Haringey game, and they were below us again. It was a boring 0-0 draw. We played well, we just couldn't break them down. They had no shots on target really, a lot of fouls. We just couldn't make the breakthrough, unfortunately. But again, we had some more interviews start coming around this time. I've put a note in here, but they really sort of trickled over the next couple of weeks. But we had Bristol Rovers from League One offer us an interview, so we're getting some higher sort of level jobs now. Hull were interested, Reading interested, Charlton, who are 3rd in the Championship, I think offered me an interview as well. Barnes are interested in Sheffield Wednesday, which these are all Championship clubs, and Charlton particularly was, their manager must have left to go to a Premier League club or something like that, because yeah, that's come available. They were 3rd in the Championship and they're approaching me in the Panorama National, so absolutely bizarre. But obviously, again, despite them being a team beginning with C and ending in Athletic, we turned them down. It's not the emphasis of the save again. 3 days later, which would prove to be a pretty harsh run on the legs, we played Barrow, who were sort of mid-table. You know, after those couple of results, we were kind of on the periphery of the mid-table range as well. So they were kind of mid-table rivals. We scored actually on 85 minutes, and we really stole this one. We were not related. As the game was going on, they're going to score, they're going to score. When they score, they're going to score again. We're going to end up losing this 2-3-4-0. It was just that sort of game. But Stella, outside the box, 85 minutes, just drills one into the corner. And somehow we come away with 1-0 win. A great 1-0 win at home. And yeah, absolutely vital result, which is pushing as we go towards Christmas, give us a good sort of push for the second half of the season. We know the last couple of years, particularly in the last couple of games, we've had a bit of a falter, a bit of falling away, so hopefully that we're giving ourselves a bit of a cushion just in case that happens again this year. And then to see out November was a very humbling 3-0 defeat. This was pretty much the end of the run of not the easy teams, there's no team's easy, and we're the worst team in the league in theory, on paper. But this team was 2nd in the league, and it was the start of a real run of tough games. We went 1-0 down to a penalty in the 11th minute before they missed a second penalty on 56 minutes. Not much else happened in the first half really, but yeah, they missed a second one. But they did get a second goal eventually, 59 minutes. I think that was 3 minutes later, so it didn't last long. We then had Corona sent off on 78 minutes, which was absolutely gutting because it meant he missed the next game as well. And then they went 3-0. Yeah, so really back to reality with a bump. We did not turn up in this game. The red card had no impact on it. It was so late on. The damage had already been done. And I mean, I say the damage had been done. I think we were 2-0 down, pushing back for it, but we just didn't create anything really. And against maybe the bigger teams, it shows this preset, even a few tweaks here and there, maybe isn't the way. And as we start to maybe improve in this division next year, etc., we have to look at a different way of playing. But for now, it keeps us up. It does the job. So it is December we come back into. The first game of December saw us lose 1-0 away to Bromley. They were 5th in the league, so again another high-flying team. Corona and OCU both suspended this game. OCU from 5 yellow cards, and Corona 6 that red card in the last game. We went 1-0 down in the corner right at this stroke at half-time. We probably should have been back in this game, in fairness. Again, a bit like Chesterfield. Chesterfield did a bit more of a job on us than Bromley did, but we held on and made it sort of respectable to lose 1-0 to them. So yeah, we moved on. We then had Hartlepool. I was thinking of coming back to an episode around about this time, but it being Hartlepool, and then there was an FA Trophy game I think this month as well, so it kind of disrupted things a little. Hartlepool was obviously our first game of the season, so I didn't want to come back and do them again. I wanted to have a different team, so I pushed on, but I mean, just as well I did really, because we lost 2-0 away from home on the half hour and 78 minutes. But again, yeah, I mean, it's probably an improvement on the performance and the result of the first game of the season, but it shows maybe yeah, against those higher teams, I don't think we're hardly clear. I don't think they're particularly high. I think they're just outside the playoffs, but obviously above us. Yeah, we need a different sort of plan for those teams, and maybe an evolution of how we play going into next season or the next couple of seasons as we try and improve and move up into League 2. Up next was an away game to bottom team Southport, and we had to win this one, but boy did we make hard work of it. We had to do a team meeting before this game as the morale was very, very low. We had a couple of defeats to two top teams. A little bit harsh. Not sure if Southport had to have one as well, and they're bottom with the worst defence, worst everything pretty much. So if their morale's better than ours, that's a bit of a shocker, because we've actually been playing reasonably well, although performances the last couple of games would disagree with that. But we went up through Corona, 15 minutes, and we immediately went defensive just to try and stifle them. And that's exactly what we did. We stifled them and held on to a 1-0 win. There wasn't a much threat from them, but there wasn't much likewise threat from us either. We had the possession, we did what we needed to do, and we moved on to the next game with 3 points in the bag. We then have Pagan, who were I think 2 or 3 divisions below where we started, so below the Panorama National South, Panorama League South, no, Bostik Premier League South. The Bostik Premier League we started, didn't we? That was it, Tier 7. These are Bostik something South or something or other, I think, so they're a division or 2 below. We completely rotated for this game just because of that, the FA Trophy. We actually went 2 down in this game, just on stroke of half time, and then 54 minutes, and I was thinking, oh, not another cup game we're going to absolutely not just fall out of. It wasn't too good about the FA Cup, maybe just not yet to this team. Maybe a more respectable team, which could well be the next round. As we did battle back to win 3-2. Scott Catamal playing in the Corona role. He got a penalty on 56 minutes. Jack Holmes got us back level on 84 minutes, and then we just pushed everything through. We went absolutely went for it. And we got our just desserts. We probably did deserve to win the game. We were harshly down 2-0 actually. The chances was all us. They just scored their goals. Catamal 91st minute getting the winner, and Nathan Clark here, he still gets to score for us, and it's getting news stories every time he doesn't score. Catamal has already stepped in and done okay, and he could be the more likely one that we see step in. But so we avoid another embarrassing result in the cups. I think that's all we've got to say about where we are. So what we'll do now, we'll cut to the lineups. We've got Aldershot today. We'll look at the league table actually very briefly. So Aldershot are just outside the playoffs, they're in 8th position. Yeah, it's going to be a tough game. I think we're at home, were we not? Corona's actually 3rd in the goal scorers, right behind the two who lead the way. Okay, I didn't realise he was doing quite that well. I hadn't seen that. We've got no one else of any note in the other ratings at all. And yeah, so we currently sit in 13th. 24 games played. We're pretty much halfway, aren't we? Boxing Day 24. That would be. We're a little bit. I think we're a little bit over the halfway mark. 46. Yeah, we're just a little bit. One game under, I think. So we're at Boxing Day now. So yeah, home game. So that's why we've got 2 games in quite quick succession. One is I think New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, something like that. I'm not too sure. But yeah, it's going to be a tough result, tough game here. But we are 11 points clear of the drop zone at the moment as it stands. Sutton have pulled themselves off bottom. Southport still top of the table now. But those two are starting to get cut adrift from everyone else. It is a bit tight around these parts, and then you've got us. We're very much mid-table at the moment. We're still, we're clear of relegation, but we're still in a position we could easily get sucked in after a couple of weeks of bad results. But we're probably also not quite pushing into these playoff positions yet. We're not good enough for that yet. If we got into League 2, we'd get absolutely annihilated, I'm sure. But yeah, we're not there yet, and we're not looking like we're going to be pushing for that. Even if we have a really good run and stuff, I don't think we'll be quite there. So let's cut into the lineups right now. So here are the lineups. As mentioned, we've gone for a completely rotated team again, so we're giving Catamal a chance, Clark a chance. This is a game I don't see it as being a winnable game. We've got a game in 2 days. I need to keep everyone rested, and that's a much more winnable game. So we're putting all our eggs in one basket, I guess, if you like, for that second game. Giving everyone a bit of a break for this game. Apart from the team, pretty much the team that played the last FA Cup game. They've had a good enough break. I think they should be fine. We haven't really got anyone on the bench either. So yeah, we could be shoot ourselves in the foot. We could be getting a bit of a spanking here for a team that are really sort of looking to push on for the playoffs. And we messed that up, but hopefully we can get something out of this game if we're lucky. But just a respectable result, I think I'd be happy with. So the first highlight is a free kick to Aldershot, and I don't know if there's a touch on that. It says there's an assist, so it must have been. I thought it went straight through myself, but from the free kick they have scored. Yeah, there must be an assist because it's not the guy who's been given it. It's unmarked, lobs the goalkeeper with a header. Ryan Broom sweeps up the goal, sweeps up the shot, puts it away. Sorry for the bad puns. And it's a corner now. And we're clinging on a little bit right now, just before half time. It looks like we're going to get to half time 0-0 and nothing happening, literally no highlights. But they're coming a little bit thick and fast now, as they have another corner we have to deal with here and contend with. And he's open and should do better than that really, but yeah, we get away with one. And the half-time whistle is about to blow. 1-0 down. I mean, they've not been good. They must have been shooting from distance or doing something, because they've not got many on target despite the amount of shots they've had. We'll say disappointing. We'll go out with that. These players aren't regular enough in the team to be reacting to stuff that I say to them pretty much, so bit of a waste of time. Do we have a chance ourselves here? We do, but I mean, it was to no one really. In fact, we're going to make a change. We are going to bring Bowler on for Clark. Clark just isn't doing anything. And it's a ball over the top. They are in. It should be 2-0. Good save by Bentley. But they do have a corner here, which they don't get, fortunately. So it's another free kick for them, and it's another flick on. Another goal. 2 free kicks basically, 2 set pieces have basically been our undoing again today. Never said that before, have we? But yeah, good delivery, but got to ask something about the marking. There's 3 at the back there unmarked. Hint of offside perhaps, maybe not. Oh, it's going to go back and show it. Yeah, maybe not. Actually, in the flick on, no, I think they're okay. But yeah, 2-0 Aldershot. We're just going to go very defensive now. I mean, we're not going to come back in this one. We just need to try and keep a bit of respectability here. The ball goes close though, and it's cleared away, and they're going to counter us on it, aren't they? Oh, don't do it. Nicholson, he's going to get sent off, I'm pretty sure here. No, it's fine. About 30 seconds ago, they have a free kick. Don't make it free. Thank God. Free will be harsh. After that first half, I mean, there's a lot of shots and this, that, and the other, but the first half was dire. Nothing happened really, particularly. For them to win 3-0 would be a bit of a joke. But they still might. No, they don't. We cling on, in inverted commas, for a 2-0 defeat. But like I said at the start of the game, wasn't particularly expecting it. And hey, these bigger teams, they are a cut above, against us. Yeah, 2 days, 28. That is absolutely ridiculous. And in the first as well. So a very, very compact schedule coming up. So what we'll do, we're going to end this here. You can see the league table, so we're still in 13th. We are 10 points clear, so deficit has been sliced by 1 point. Harrogate lost. Did Macclesfield maybe? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it was 10 points, I can't remember. But if you enjoyed today's episode, I mean, what there is to see, please do drop a like down below. Prefer sub to the channel if you're new here as well. And any comments as well below. But I'm going to pretty much fire on now and record the next episode as well, which will be that next game against, who did we say? Boston, who are actually now right behind us in 15th. So yeah, definitely a vital game for us to try and get some points out of, even a point, anything. I'll take anything at this stage. So yeah, until next time for the next episode, I will see you later. Take care.